So we had some technical difficulties. So I can only read a couple more sentences because the phone may fall. Sorry. See what I mean about perfectionism? The phone's not perfect. And I want it to be Peggy Fleming, flying in the air and doing all my skating moves because I love Peggy Fleming and Dorothy Hamill. But I began to be me. And then I wanted to be Madonna. Like a virgin, touch for the very first time, like a virgin, when your heart beats next to mine. Anyway, after Madonna, guess what? I wanted to be the Virgin Mary. No sins, you know, I bless the world. I have the Spirit of God within me. I can heal all people. I have a purpose. I have ESP. I have my divine intervention. So I wanted to be the Virgin Mary. And all I did was, instead of that, I was just Debbie. And that wasn't enough. In my mind, being Debbie from Yonkers, New York, that was nothing. And where there's clean air, there's nothing happening, folks. So New York was not good enough. Regular me was as far from perfect as one could get. And I wanted nothing to do with me, nothing. So I treated myself like a garbage pail, low self-esteem or no self-esteem. And that's what happens to most of these young kids today. They have a lot of low self-esteem. They take drugs, they drink alcohol, they have illicit sex, they get pregnant too soon. I mean, I'm not judging them, but that's what was happening back in my day. And while I'm doing this, I'm fixing my hair. So I hope you don't mind. Hair by Genevieve. And the last sentence before the phone falls off the selfie is, when it came to skating, my obsession with being perfect was both a help and a hindrance. Because I always did the best. I did 10s, I did 9s in competition. My figure 8s were like traced over one another perfectly. However, it was a hindrance because I skated 9-10 hours a day. Then I tore the cartilage in my knee. Then I tore the cartilage in my other knee. And it was on and on, injury after injury, because I was overdoing. The way I do anything is the way I do everything. And that's why I wrote this book, The Raw Truth to the Fountain of Youth, so you all don't follow in my footsteps. And you could lead a better example for your generations to come and yourself. And the last sentence was, the athlete in me understood that I was going to have to pick myself up off the ice every time I failed. If I failed to land a jump, I wasn't perfect. If I failed to not do 88 revolutions as a spin, I wasn't perfect. If I wasn't skate-8 perfect, I wasn't perfect. If somebody snared at me or snooked at me or the judges gave me, a 2 instead of an 8, I wasn't perfect. And I failed to land a jump, but the perfectionism in me thought not landing a jump the first time and failing meant I was defective or inadequate. And I'm going to end there, and I'll pick up maybe next week, okay? And this is how perfect I wanted my body to be. And that's how trim I got. Body metamorphosis, where they told us, oh, you're too fat. You're gonna get fined in your costume, or you got to be skinnier, or you got to be smarter, or your hair's got to be pulled back. It was always something. You got to have your hair back, and you can't wear fancy costumes. Oh, and God forbid you can't have your breast sticking out. So everything was, it was a hope, dream, and illusion for me, but it was a shock and a half. It was a startle. And you're entitled to the initial startle, but it's how you work it down that brings you to be the person you want to be, which is you. Now I love myself. I love you, Debbie. You're beautiful. I love my breast. I love my stomach. I love my pants. I love my glasses. I love my new book. I love my camera. And I love you. So signing off, Debbie Merrill, The Raw Truth to the Fountain of Youth. Get it now at DebbieMerrillShow.com or SkateGreat.com. I love you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay in love. If you're in love, you'll love others, and it'll be a peaceful world. Peace on your plate, peace in your life, because peace is the food of life.